Hello and welcome to the GCC laser cutter training. I'm Daniel Houghton, and this training is geared for anybody with a tiny bit of laser cutter experience in your past. So make sure that you've opened Adobe Illustrator, set some lines to a thickness of 0.001, cut some material on a laser cutter before, and then we'll get started here. Look around the side of the laser cutter and you will find the power button. Turn that on. Watch this cool green dot matrix retro screen. Initialize, show the logo, and get to this empty file state. Watch the laser carriage bump up against the homing switch on the y-axis and the homing switch on the x-axis. And don't reach your hand in there until it completes. Then say hello to the ruler. The ruler for the x-axis is a little bit different in that the 0 is not tight to the left-hand edge. It's way out here. And it's 0 centimeters. If you're inch-centric, just look at that upside-down 34 and think of that as 0 inches and use the inch scale. And even though you might be really experienced, go ahead and use our friendly little 1-inch training material to cut a test. Good. Let's focus the bed. Look on the left-hand side of the machine on the inside for the auto-focusing pin. Take a moment to look at these 2 registration holes and these 8 electronics pins. You're going to want to line all those up with their mating parts on the laser carriage. Then grab onto the carriage itself and slide it on X and slide it on Y until the pin is above your material. This is a button. It needs to make contact with the top of your material. How? Well, look over here at your control panel, push this auto-focus button, and watch how your bed rises up until your material pushes that button, triggering the focal plane. And notice how the user interface says autofocusing, please wait, and just says this forever. So hit the back button to allow the user interface to come back to this empty file screen. Then reach right back into the laser cutter and remove the autofocus pin. You don't want it on there when you're laser cutting. It's going to get covered in soot and start focusing on the wrong plane. And to help communicate this, I 3D printed a handy little tray with a message that says, keep the autofocus pin here in this tray, except for the moment of focusing. The lid on the GCC is lighter weight, so let's take a moment to talk about the importance of lids on laser cutters. It's not just glass, it's a protection window with a coating to protect your eyes from certain nanometer wavelengths of light. Even though the laser is pointing away from you, some of it's going to reflect off of the material and bounce back upwards, and the job of the window is to protect your eyes against that. So never operate the laser with the lid open. It's got to be closed. This indicator is a warning that the door is open, and it should deactivate the laser when the door is open. But don't push the interlock. Keep the lid closed when you're cutting.